ARC had given 15 reports. Out of this, the lateral entry matter comes in the report number 10. This report is called refurbishing of personnel administration. This is the subject. There is an entry here in the page 208 and 209. We said how lateral entry to be done. It's not a new subject, even earlier the persons like Dr. Manmohan Singh, Ahluwalia, and so many people have been taken at a lateral entry. And there are most successful stories also. And it was, even though there was no systemic approach, it was done on merit. Absolutely, they performed very well. Inspired by that, we thought that issue will have to be studied, and ultimately the process and system should be evolved. That is how our report at page 208, lateral entry, and 9.5.3 paragraph, we said that this is a matter which is of a great consequence. The Commission is of the opinion that as far as lateral entrants are concerned, such integration should be carried out at the present level of Additional Secretary bar HAG, which is a leadership position from which one can aspire to reach the rank of Secretary to Government. This is the objective. These posts involve leadership rather than purely operational roles and issues as such, as requirement of greater functional technical knowledge of operational levels and the difficulties of managing large-scale recruitment at lower levels can be avoided by following this procedure. This is the approach which we suggested after a thorough examination of the system prevailing in India, system prevailing in Britain, system prevailing in US, system prevailing in Australia. We have taken all these models before coming to a conclusion. In fact, what we said, it cannot be done ad hoc. You can't just pick and choose men like this. We suggested that creation of Central Civil Services Authority to be created under the proposed new Civil Services Law. This authority has to be created, and the authority should be empowered to conduct interview or recruit people or whatever it may be. So this system, we have done it. According to my knowledge, till today the present government has not constituted any Central Civil Services Authority. And that is a basic thing. Central Civil Service Authority to be entrusted with the task of, then the question of entrustment, task of identifying the posts at the higher management level and above, where induction of outside talent could be desirable. First, it has to be examined objectively, where it is to be placed, where the placement should take place. Identify the posts first. Such posts could then be opened for recruitment by tapping talent both from within and outside the government. These talents, should be not only from outside, but also within. Many officers who are eligible to become additional secretaries, they should also be given an opportunity, not one-way traffic. To be recruited by tapping talent both from within the services and outside the government through a transparent process to be implemented by the authority. It should be transparent procedure, not very subjective assessment of things. This should be similar to the existing process of direct level appointments in the central public service undertakings. On completion of the selection process, the authority's recommendation in this regard would be sent to the government for approval. Government comes into play only after the selection process is over. While submitting the annual report to the Parliament, annual report or administrative report of the respective department which is concerned with the personnel recruitment, the authority should specifically draw the attention of the legislature, that is the Parliament, The cases in which his recommendation has not been accepted by the government, they should give the reason. There are if the number of applicants or aspirants are arrayed, they will select few, reject a few. Why you have rejected, this explanation will have to be appended to the report submitted along with their department to the parliament. And if it is to be done by the state government, then it has to be presented before the state assembly. These are the recruitments, and the process of ad hoc accordment of a lateral entry will lead to a partisan method of recruitment. So if you don't adopt any of one of these process, then it will amount to partisan appointment. This is what we are concerned, because the present government has not taken any of this. They simply say UPA itself considered this letter entry. UPA did not consider this letter in this way. We have suggested the methodology, we have suggested the process, how objective it should be transparent, and also matter to be placed before the parliament. These are all the requirements which this government has, only taken the skeleton, but the flesh and blood is taken away. That cannot be done. This question is that I have suggested later entry, if not, because it cannot be indiscriminate. It should not be biased. It should not be subjective. Men in power cannot think that their men could be taken, and the men with the same political or other ideology could be taken. That is how this guidance will have to be strictly followed. Then only by non-partisan, objective, transparent view could be taken, and decision will be correct. I was chairing it, and it is not suggested by Dr. Manmohan Singh or anyone, not the government, but we thought in a system when we give a report for the administrative reforms, we said the lateral entry should take place so that new blood will come to the highest level. It is, and the proper, the talented people will be considered for that, from not only from outside, from the market, but also from within the cadre who are already serving in the similar category. If they adopt all these formulas which we adopted and recommended in the administrative, we have no objection. Which they are shortcutting the old method by saying, I think they are thinking of getting the list from the UPSC. No. This UPSC is different. This is a talent searching organization. And that talent will have to be searched, not that people will file application and it doesn't like it is. UPSC cannot do this kind of a job. They are not meant for that. This later entry will have to be done strictly according to parameters laid down in our recommendation. No, basic, not basic, absolute difference. What they are doing it, they want to pick and choose people from the market, whichever suits their ideology, and it is bound to fail, and it is bound to create, the demoralization among the cadre, already people who are already serving. If the talented will come, why not? There was some, people like Krishnamurthy who headed many PSUs and all. They're all the people. Manmohan Singh, for example, Alu Alia. I'm telling you, these are all the people who have taken. And even then, Nehru's time, it was done very objectively. Now we say that sometimes, we will be carried away with our own political ideology, people in governance. So they choose anybody they like. Systematically, they are bringing people with the wrong qualification, and they will not be befitted to it. They will destroy the system. What is the wrong done by Siddaramaiah here? He has not allotted. His period, the land was not taken by the MUDA. And he has not given 14 sites. What is the culpable offense committed by Siddaramaiah here as an administrator? How the office as whether office has been abused or is he misused? or any ungainful. He intended to do it for in fact, for the gain of his spouse or himself. Absolutely nothing. You attribute something which has not happened. He has no hand in it. It is not happened when he was chief minister. It has not happened when he was in power. Then in that case, without applying the mind on this aspect, whether there is any part played by Siddaramaiah in this particular episode, whether he has granted, whether he has acquired land and then granted, where is the illegality when basic criteria is not fulfilled? Where is wrong? I think it's a misplaced judgment by the governor. He should not have done it. Why he has not applied his mind, I don't know. Only when the corruption matter comes, when you abuse the office, then grant some favor. There is no favor granted by him, and if at all it is done, who are granted those sites at that time or acquired that land, I think the prosecution should be filed against them, not against Siddaramaiah. And after all, if it is illegal, that is why if it is illegal, matter may be examined by a judicial commission. That he has done. Siddaramaiah has done, he has travelled extra mile by ordering a judicial inquiry. That will bring out the truth. But as the evidence before the governor is not just available for the partisan attitude or the any criminal intention or motive. He has acted according to the advice given by the advocate. On that, I have no comment at all. The matter is before the High Court. No, impossible. It will not happen. It is after all, our India, has a longest history of successful democracy, well tested. Number of elections have been held. We have already passed more than 75 years. I think the democracy, as democratic fabric is concerned, we are stable, very firm. Fundamentals are very strong. I don't think a situation of that kind can happen here. No, the scrapping of the Article 370 has not helped. It was a well thought out decision for a proper integration of that territory to us, because at that time it was a disputed territory. It was settled that territory is part and parcel of India. In that case, whenever you want to change certain article, you should think 100 times before changing it. Even if you want to change it, what mechanism should put in to fulfill the aspiration of the people? I think the present government has not thought of it. It is responsibly acted. No, that is another matter. But I think you should understand by what I said. Mm-hmm. When you are going to remove certain article, you should pros and cons will have to be properly scrutinized, examined, and think up to it, because it has not succeeded. That is definite. If it has not succeeded, I think an objective view of this aspect will have to be taken.